friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and you are at the home of the Forever Theater Kid. Hey, what's up? How are you? We are currently in quarantine, unemployment again. Broadway shutting down and everything, so I thought this was the perfect time to a lot of actors and a lot of performers and a lot of crew members and a lot of technicians and a lot of people are worried. We're worried about our jobs, we're worried about our careers, we're worried what's next, we're worried if things are gonna come back. We're just worried. We're worrying. And what we don't want is we don't want people saying, stop worrying, because that's never helpful to anybody, okay? Everything does open up again and coronavirus passes once we get through it and the worst of it is over, because I truly believe we will, and medicine will come through. I really hope that everybody watching has been in good health and his families and loved ones have been in good health. I'm simply making these videos to keep my mind occupied and away from the anxiety that I am truly feeling, to postpone the go bags that I will eventually be making. Am I a doomsday prepper now? Maybe. When things do come down, I'm sure there might be a lot of people who have to find different jobs, different forms of employment if they can't get, we just don't know, if we can't find another job within the industry proper, as an actor right away, as a technician, as an usher, as all these things. So, oh, that's a lighting shift. So in this video, we're gonna chat survival jobs for actors, performers. These are just some of the ideas I was coming up with last night as I was trying to brainstorm some ideas so I could get these videos out to you. If you have any other ideas or things that I missed, please write them down below. And at the end of this video, I'm actually going to give a very big warning to a certain type of job that I do not want my performer friends, actor friends falling into, because it is real. I'm just gonna touch on it right at the end of this video. So if you wanna know what that hot take is gonna be there, stay tuned. I might lose some people, but it's real. What are different survival jobs I've worked? I have done quite a few things. Some of them are embarrassing and some of them aren't. You know, like, we all have to do jobs that we're not fond of, especially when all we want to do is sing and dance for a living. I worked on a cruise ship for 4 years, singing and dancing as my job. And so shifting to survival jobs again is tough. So I'm gonna tell you a couple of the jobs that I've done, and then I'll list more jobs that I think are great options if, say, you're not too great at serving, or if you don't really want to bus tables and stuff. There's no harm in that, but also, like, that's not the only opportunity that's out there for actors and technicians and people who are in the crew. And I can really only mainly speak to the performer aspect of it because that is my life. So please, if you work in any other function of theater and you have to find part-time work or in between contract work, please write it down below, ideas that are great for survival jobs for other people who want to be in your field. So different jobs that I've worked. The first job I worked in high school, which I consider something that's probably still very viable now, that's not too far off of what I do now. I've worked at grocery stores and been one of those people that gives out free samples. I worked for a company where I sold cheese, and every time someone passed me by, I would go, "Hello, madam. Hello, sir. Would you like to try something delicious today?" The old men sure did love that. And then I kind of got fired because I kept eating all the samples. Really good. A lot of this is freelance, to be honest. Working for a specialized product in a company and going to different stores, different outlets, just different distributors to sell that product. I know Sephora does that with a lot of different individual beauty brands. So those types of options are available if you're really a good salesman, which a lot of actors are. We know how to sell a product. I've worked retail. Retail is a very viable option, especially if you like the team you're working with. I've been really lucky in that the teams that I have worked with are really cool. You know, there are pros and cons to everything about retail. It's not the best paying job. There are perks to it. You get a discount. And then sometimes you work with really cool people. I worked at this kind of more boutique-y type store called South Moon Under, but I had a really great group of women that I worked with, and it was nice to not feel so discouraged every time I went into work because it was a survival job, but I enjoyed the work that I did. It wasn't too shabby. Actors, we are good at sales. Hospitality is not something that all actors are good at. I will say that. Sometimes speaking to other people isn't an actor's strongest suit when they're being themselves. I know that it's something that I really enjoy. I like talking to you, I like talking on camera. But if that is a type of personality that you have, probably more of these will work towards you, because a lot of them are in the hospitality industry. Cruise ship work is all hospitality. Another job that is totally viable for performers or anyone in the arts or anyone just trying to find freelance, a really great thing to do is temp work. Most of the time you're filling in for someone that's on maternity leave, sick leave, you're just kind of filling a position until they find someone permanent. Sometimes that is you if you want to become there permanently, but for the most part you're working part-time and maybe only for a stint of time, which is perfect in between gigs if you only have a certain amount of time you need to fill. You would apply through an agency. Most of the time you'd have an interview like anything else. They would send you out to different places depending on your skills. I've known people to, through temp work, find gigs that they get to do at home, get to work on their computer or work customer service lines. I think sometimes that's the luck of the draw with temp work, but that's something that you can communicate to the people that you work with. Teaching English is a huge thing that I know a lot of actors are doing these days. A lot of times it's very, very early mornings or super late nights. Usually you're teaching children in grammar school or people from all over the world. I know a couple of people that teach English to children in China, and they do it through music and they do it through rhymes and storybooks, and that's perfect for an actor. That's actually something that I keep thinking, oh, I should look into that. Oh, I should look into, I'm even filming this right now. I'm like, that would be a great thing to look into. And that's also not talked about a lot because I think it's intimidating, wildly intimidating. That's probably why I have never applied to do it. But it is a possibility. If you feel confident in your ways to communicate a teaching strategy towards people, especially through phone or online, that's a huge option. I know so many people that teach dance classes, either to little babies up to people that are like intermediate advanced. I know there's a lot of people on Broadway that also teach dance. You know, it might not be their survival job, but it is something that they truly enjoy. A lot of people do coaching or voice teacher or acting teacher or helping people put their book together or using the skills that they've kind of honed in for themselves and giving it out to others as a service. That's another idea. That's building your own business though, so that might not be something that you're willing to jump right into. That's a huge commitment if you want to create your own business, but that's a possibility. And that could also generate a huge income if you really get word of mouth out and people trust you and really give you great references. That's also another great option. Working for places that are really cool pop-ups in the cities that you're in. I just got a job. Super hope I still have it after this whole crisis. I just got a job at this place called the Rose Mansion. The Rose Mansion is an experience, a wine tasting experience for friends, parties, anything you can think of. Valentine's Day, anything you can think of that you want to incorporate wine into. And they've opened up this new section called Immersed in Wonderland. Is this a plug? Are they sponsoring it? No, I would love to get a shift when this whole debacle of the coronavirus is done. That's enough sponsorship for me, but I mean... And that's a really cool place because I get to be in character, I get to interact and play with people in a space that's really cool and interesting. I'll put a couple of pictures up here if you have no idea what I'm talking about. Startup companies like that are created by people who are younger are really creative and interactive and fun and exciting to be a part of, like on the ground floor. And a lot of times these companies want actors, they want performers, they want people that are going to be so excited to interact with their clients and their guests. If we're excited, the guests will be excited, and it's an experience that everybody can remember forever. Another job that you can do as a survival job that I have done in the past is, and sometimes some people might think it's a little cringy, a little embarrassing, but hey, a lot of us have done it and it's paid the bills. Party motivators. I have been one of those girls that has worked at a bat mitzvah and been like, hey, come on, George, get on the dance floor. Come on, Sarah. Let's go, Sarah. Get on the dance floor, Sarah. I've done that. And there's no shame because you know what? That paid my bills. And it was fun. There were some lines that were crossed, especially in New York City, when some people have way too much money. Tell you to dance on a table for their 13-year-old son. No, Karen, I will not do that for your son. If you're super into fitness and you're willing to get certified, you could work as a trainer. My husband is a trainer and he really, really loves training as a job, and he loves helping people, and it's a way that he can use his skills and his knowledge that he's had forever and he's really honed in on helping people and changing their lives one step at a time. And also that's another job where you completely make your own schedule for the most part. Flexibility, key. Working online, huge things. I've seen a lot of jobs for digital assistants, executive assistants, anyone, no matter what their job is, they want someone that can work remotely and make their schedules, make the calls, make their appointments, set up their weeks. That's totally an option. Give it a Google, because sometimes those pay really, really well. And if you can work remotely, I think that's probably the best thing that an actor can do, especially if they're an auditioning actor. In the depths of applying for different positions in theater, a digital assistant to someone is huge. You could just do other freelance jobs. I am part of a company that's called Upwork, Upwork creates, again, not sponsored, but very willing, basically a search engine for them to find freelance workers. I've done voiceover work, put myself out there for editing work. I put myself out there for video work. I've done some video work with them. It could be anything under the sun that these people do need. If you're really good at like software, digital animation, or media creation, Fiverr is a great option as well. I'm not sure all the terms and conditions for Fiverr, but Fiverr is just another one of those places where you can find a good amount of work. For Upwork and for Fiverr, you know, you might not be able to pay all your bills right away, but if you're really diligent on it and you're really trying to search for a lot of work constantly, you can make a really good living doing that as your side hustle. If you are really good at the gram, if you are really good at Facebook, if you are really good at putting together websites, if you are really good at putting together people's profiles, yo, make that a job. There are so many people that are looking for video creation. There are so many people that are looking for someone to manage, publicize their works, their companies, their theaters through social media. It's an industry that's not going away anytime soon, and for the most part you can work remotely. And if you're good at it, especially people like, I don't want to just say millennial and younger, but like we're kind of intrinsically good at that kind of stuff because we've grown up with it. Gen Zers, y'all are like on top of it. It was like you came out of the womb with a cell phone in your hand. So, and that's something that's really worthy of looking into because you can work for multiple companies and doing their social media management, and you can get really good at it, and then you can learn graphic design through it, and maybe you could even like help people build their brands. Another thing that a lot of performers do, babysitting. Babysitting is a great job. Me personally, I did it a tiny bit, and maybe I'll do it again in the future, but it's just not something I'm quite interested in now. But I know people that honestly like make their living by being babysitters in New York City, because there are families that are gonna pay a lot of money for you to take care of their baby. If you're not good with kids, don't do it. Just don't do it. There are a bunch of different babysitting agencies that are out there. I know Smart Sitting is the one that I belong to. They're great. I remember you can be a temp for them. You could really set your schedule and make it flexible and available to what you need and what you're looking for. There's Broadway babysitters.
Another survival job that's very closely related to babysitting is dog walking or dog sitting. I have a lot of friends who are on WAG and use that service to get all of their clients, and they love it. I tried dog walking for one day. It was the most exhausting thing I've ever done. Totally an option as well.
Of course, at the end of the day, if you enjoy it, if you're good at it, you could always do serving. You could always work in the food service industry. It's totally an option. I'm not here bashing that at all because I know people that have done that for years. It's just not my thing. It's just not what I'm good at. I did catering for about 6 months when I was living like in Harlem, and I tell you what, like I was miserable. I hated it. I hated every single shift. I couldn't do it. I mean, I did it. I did not do it well. I have such an appreciation for people in the service industry, in the food service industry now, because of working it just for a short amount of time and knowing that if I have to, I still have my uniform. I still got it. If I ever have to go back in, I'm ready, but it's not something that I want to do. And I give a lot of credit to people who especially work for multiple agencies that do catering work. But more power to you. God bless, because I was not good at it and I hated it. So many endless possibilities that mainly what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to just be a struggling actor who only works at a restaurant. You don't have to be a singing waitress. You don't have to. There's so many more options. If you really want to do that, go for it. If you're like, no, like I freaking love it. I have a friend that works at Tavern on the Green and she freaking loves it. She loves serving people. She loves the interactions she gets to make. She loves the memories that she gets to help people make through food. And that's amazing. That's who the service industry should be worked by. It should be worked for people who have a passion in it. Not because you're like, this is all I can do, I'm just a struggling actor. It's just not true. If a job that you work isn't making you happy and you're able to leave and you're able to still pay your rent, find something else that gives you joy. Even if you have to keep jumping around. I know people would be like, oh, Emily, for shame. Try something. We only have one life. There's no need to be miserable in it. And if anything is what I think is going to be teaching people about this like coronavirus is that this could be an opportunity for us to find what makes us really happy and what gives us joy and lead us towards that, because life can be scary. Big things can happen. Worlds can be taken away. Worlds can change dramatically. So why not be doing something that gives you joy? Even if it's not directly the thing that you want to be doing and that is your dream, if your side hustle can still make you happy. I'm on that track. I'm trying to find that path myself. I just wanted to put that out there that you are not alone if you're trying to find the side hustle that makes you happy. Now, I do want to give a little bit of a warning though, and this is where I might lose people. And if this is something that you think I should go really in depth with in a very separate video, I will. Tell me down below, give me a peace sign emoji if you want a full video on it. I want you actors and performers and anyone that is freelance watching this, or anyone that is in the in-between, in transition, has maybe just had a baby or is pregnant or anything, please beware of the multi-level marketing. People call them pyramid scheme companies. Beware the MLMs. Oh, other names for these companies are multi-level marketing company, direct sales, network marketing distributors, and then also people also will say pyramid schemes. The Huns will come for you if you say that. That is what they are referenced towards many times. There are many out there. They are companies that their strategies of building money within the company come through recruitment, veiled by many products that are less than perfect and not worth the money that they are sold at. Most of the times you have to buy them yourself. There's usually an entrance fee. It's very difficult to get out of them. I've known many people to be in them in various different multi-level marketing companies. Many of them have been brought down or in the process of being brought down by the government. They are not a viable company, and if anything, they are ripping money out of the hands of their employees rather than creating a distribution and an economic form of goods for outside the intrinsic company. Many of these companies do target and are very predatory, especially towards performers, because their main goal is to welcome you into a community and welcome you into a business opportunity to work for yourself and to create your own hours and be home for your children and to create a six-figure salary, and it's all you. In so few words, it's not true. And many people go into intense debt from it, suffer huge losses in relationships. And I'm not saying this because I'm just saying it out of my butt. I'm saying it because I've experienced it firsthand, and I've had family members that are still experiencing it firsthand and are still struggling to get out of it. And it's not because of them not putting in the work. It's because the system itself is not geared towards people who weren't on the ground level of the company. The companies that are predatory and do target actors that I have seen and performers and find us really susceptible to become part of the company are companies like Airbond, Monate, sorry that was my dog, Advocare, Beachbody. I almost got involved with Advocare. I bought products from them and then became a distributor and didn't realize what it was, and I'm not there anymore. So many! Amway is probably one of the biggest umbrella ones. There's Herbalife, there's doTERRA, that's Young Living. Both of them are essential oils. Avon, Rodan and Fields, Scentsy, Unique, Mary Kay. Like, yes, so many of these companies are different and they all have their different thing. But at the end of the day, they make their money through recruitment, and they make their money by pulling you in and having you pull in 2 of your friends, and then those 2 friends bringing in 3 of their friends. So like in this kind of a shape, a triangular shape. I know, Daisy. And if you're in one of those companies, this is never geared towards you. I just want you to be safe. And this is coming from a place of love and from experience and just wanting to protect my community and my friends who I think are in some of these companies. And my only concern is for you and for you to hold on to your money rather than losing it. So beware the Huns. You'll know if it's an MLM if it feels a little weird when someone from your high school that you haven't talked to in years cold DMs you out of nowhere and is like, hey hun, I need 5 more models to try out these products and I could give you a really discounted rate. Would you be interested in this business opportunity? If you hear things like business opportunity, models needed, no, if you're asked to be a model for something, there should never be a necessity that you buy the item that you're modeling. Your job is to model it, not to buy it. I could really go into it like really further, and I'm kind of really want to, but I'm also super scared too. So tell me what you want. Also, if I've offended you, I do apologize, but facts is facts. And I will also link videos that truly go into the specifics of what these kinds of companies are, and the YouTubers that I follow that are very, very educated in this realm. Bit by bit, company by company, very slowly but surely, the FTC is bringing down each company individually. Oh, they make me so mad. If I get torn to shreds here because of it, I'm just trying to help you. That's all I have today, friend. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was informative. If you have any other ideas of survival jobs that can literally give joy to fellow people in the theater industry while they are trying to find their next gig, or while they are in between gigs, or while they are maybe trying to figure out what they want next in life, especially after this big Broadway shutdown, there's a lot of people that are gonna be searching for jobs, and they have every right to find a job that brings them joy. They don't have to find a job that makes them miserable. Help each other out. This is a community where we're built by helping each other and to bettering each other so that we can all succeed. Make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and follow this journey of being an actor and all the craziness. I love you. Stay strong during this crazy time. We've got some more videos of musical theater advice over here, and then just another video that is specifically geared towards you, that the algorithm says this friend is gonna like this video. Bye.